Course.
Okay.
This is Rockin' with J-Man. It's with Michael Bailey Smith. So how you doing, man?
Very good, sir. Thank you. Love your first name.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Thank you.
So how did you get your role as Super Freddy?
Wow. So I finished playing football for the Dallas Cowboys. I was in camp with them, blew my knee out, got it worked on, ended up in California, in San Diego, and I befriended this guy named Steve Henneberg, who later became an American Gladiator. And we were into bodybuilding. I'm 6'4", I was about 295 and about 9% body fat, so I was in pretty good shape. He says, hey, I'm going to go up to Los Angeles to review this movie called Nightmare on Elm Street. Maybe you can come with me. They're looking for a bigger version of Freddy Krueger. And so we went up there. My first time in Hollywood. I got to see the Hollywood sign, the Walk of Fame, it was right there on Sunset and Vine. Like, really, can't need more Hollywood than that. And yeah, he auditioned and I auditioned. I ended up getting it. And that's how it started.
How did you prepare for the role?
Well, to tell you the truth, when you first started out, I didn't prepare at all. I just showed up, right? Later, as I started studying, I got this role. This is what I wanted to do. Then I took a ton of acting classes from scene study, improv, audition technique, theater, everything I could. But initially, I didn't know. I just said some words, and to tell you the truth, I was scared shitless my first time. So, but I got through it.
You know, not only the famous Wes Craven creation, you also got to play Pluto in The Hills Have Eyes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That was I was definitely blessed when we did the after party. Wes Craven was there when we did the after party for the premiere of The Hills Have Eyes. Wes Craven was there, and I walked in. He came up to me and said, "Hey, you did a really great job in this." And I said, "Oh, thank you, sir." And he said, I told him, "Hey, did you know I played in 2 of your movies?" He goes, "Another one?" He goes, "Yeah, I played Super Freddy." He goes, "What?" So that was pretty cool. So yeah, he was a great guy.
What was it like being part of a big remake like that?
It was great. I mean, Michael Berryman, who played the original Pluto in the original film, which I never saw, right? And that's one thing Alex Aja, the director of our movie, asked me first, have you seen the original? And I said, no. And he goes, do not watch it. He goes, you are one of the best bad guys in Hollywood. Bring your own special magic, your own special sauce to this character, which I did. And that is pure violence, pure force. But then on the other side, I'm a gentle giant, with the baby and things like that, right? And that's a great dichotomy, and you can have in a character. So I prepared that way of just bringing. Just listen, I played football, college wise, professionally. I was known to be a very physical guy, so I used a lot of that physicality in this role. So plus, then on the other side, I'm just a kind of a nice guy, right? So pretty cool dude, and try to be. And so I brought that too, right? Even like in The Hills of Eyes, the baby actually liked me because babies don't know scary, right? They just know, and I treated the baby like the fun little thing. We were going to eat it later on, of course, but baby don't know that.
And you got cast as a new character in part 2, is that right?
I did. So I remember coming back I did a trip up to San Francisco. I was driving back to Los Angeles, and then Mary Magdalena, who was one of the producers from the first one, she calls me and she goes, "Hey, we want you to, play doing the second one." She goes, "We haven't decided what role yet, but we want you back." And so that is what happened. So I played Papa Hades, the leader of all the mutants, and that one was just a bigger dude. So I put on a little more weight. Went to McDonald's a few times than I should have probably, and yeah, I just brought in big and nasty and powerful, and it worked great. So
You were in an unreleased Marvel's comic adaptation of the Fantastic Four as Ben Grimm, right?
yeah, I did. That was probably my 3rd film, and it was an honor to play that. Alex Hyde White was in it. Rebecca Staub, Jay Underwood, and great cast of characters. And we thought this is going to be released, right? Got to play Ben Grimm, the Thing. And when Stan Lee was on the set during the filming, he came up to me and says, "When I created Ben Grimm, you are that image of what I created." So I felt really honored that he would say that, and so it was really great. I was the first guy to ever go, "It's clobbering time," so it's pretty cool.
What studio made that movie?
Roger Corman. Roger Corman. He's known for B movies, and there's a whole backstory about that film because a producer by the name of Bernard Eichlinger was going to lose the rights to the film by the 1st of January in 1994, and so he had to get the production started. So we started this right at the end of 1993, literally like a week before the New Year, and that gave him the rights. But unbeknownst to us, we didn't know we were only going to make it so he can keep the rights. We finished the film, and then what happened? It kind of got stalled, and so me and Alex Hyde White, we got together, hired what do you call it? Promote publicist. We went around promoting the film all around the country, Comic Cons, everything. We went to comic stores, we went to children's hospitals, signing autographs and all that stuff, promoting the film. And but come the following December, we got a call saying cease and desist, no more stop, because we had a premiere set up at the Mall of America in Minneapolis, and we had Children's Miracle Network, Ronald McDonald House, every national and local radio and television affiliate was all attached, ready to go there. The cast was all going to come. It's going to be a big thing, but they shelved it.
Did you ever get to see the film?
Oh yeah, oh yeah, I saw it. It's actually listen, 1993 or 94, when you're shooting a film like that, it's visual effects, heavy, and you're only dealing with less than $1 million for a budget. You're going to get what you can get, right? I don't have a $20 million budget, or they didn't, So we did the best we could. Our performances, I thought, were pretty good. I think they were great, and we put a lot of our heart and soul into this film. So
What's next for you?
So I have stepped away from acting, and I've been writing a tremendous amount. I wrote a movie called My Good Boy. I've written a ton of screenplays. One called My Good Boy. It's about a little bit of my story. Believe it or not, even though I'm a big guy, I grew up being picked on and beat up a lot in high school, and I used a lot of that anger and to get back. And how I got back is through sports, and became a really good football player. But when it happens to a lot of athletes, when your career ends in a second, what happens? For me, and like a lot of athletes that play at a high level, you go through a depression. You go through not knowing what you're going to do in life. And for me, it caught me up in some bad situations in Detroit, where bad things happened, and it's that journey. That story's about this guy, the same journey as me, grows up being picked on and beat up, uses sports to get becomes a great football player, has his knee blown out, and he gets caught up in the underworld of Detroit, and he works to get out of it. And he learns the lesson that you need to forgive. You know, that carrying that weight on your shoulder of being picked on and beat up, you got to let that go, and you got to move on. It's hard to do, but you got to do it, because you don't, it'll drag you down into places you don't want to be.
If you were on death row, what would be your final meal and why?
My final what?
Your final meal.
Final meal. Oh wow. Spaghetti. I love spaghetti. I love with like lots of meat, a lot of mushrooms, I think great sauce. I do. I'm not Italian, but I just love spaghetti.
If you got to choose your next project, who would be your co-cast?
Well, it'd be James Bond. I've always wanted to play James Bond's ultimate bad guy. That's one of my. I've always been my goal of mine is to do that. Probably not going to happen, but I'd like to be James Bond's arch nemesis throughout the film. So, it's been pretty cool.
All right, thank you so much for being
Thank
on
you,
the show,
sir. No,
man.
appreciate it, sir. Appreciate it. Yeah, yeah. Thank you. Thank you.